Fox News alert, FBI on the scene in Portland, Oregon, where we just learned there's been another shooting involving Border Patrol agents in the wake of another ramming attack. According to
Two more people shot. This time they were illegals that again tried to weaponize their car, use their vehicles against the agents. Now they're following what the protesters are doing. This is outrageous.
According to DHS, Border Patrol agents stopped a vehicle driven by an illegal alien from Venezuela who's a member of Tren de Aragua. The passenger, a woman, was affiliated with Tren de Aragua ring and a recent shooting.
All right, now we got another case, another two shooting in Portland, Oregon, just like we just saw earlier within not even 24 hours in Minnesota. So we know everybody's up in arms right now. They're using their vehicles as weapons, and maybe they can get away with that as a justification to do what they got to do. But these shots are very precise. They're going through the windshield. It's not like they're being shot through the side where now that would be murder, I would believe, no? Well, people are on the fence with this. Some people are saying that when it comes to the Minnesota shooting, a lot of people are on the fence because the video is out. Many people are saying the guy should have never shot the lady. Many people are saying that the lady should have never drove off. So y'all be the judge on this right now. We're going to give our non-biased opinion. And hey, listen, wrong is wrong and right is right. So y'all be the judge. Go in the comments. Let me know what you think.
When the officers tried to apprehend him, he, quote, weaponized his vehicle and tried to run them over. Fearing for his life and safety, an agent fired a defensive shot. The driver drove off with the passenger fleeing the scene. The situation is evolving and more information is forthcoming.
The Department of Homeland Security thinks that we're all stupid. They came out and said that the two individuals who were shot in Portland today, you know, not even 24 hours after Renee Good was shot in Minneapolis yesterday by ICE, apparently they capped a few more. But the interesting part was they already came out saying that they're some illegal Venezuela alien, you know, ring involved in recent crimes and whatever, and said, fearing for his life and safety, an agent fired a defensive shot. The driver drove off with the passenger fleeing the scene. Now keep that in your mind. The agent fired a defensive shot.
We know what the federal government says happened here. There was a time when we could take them at their word. That time is long past.
My only thing is this, right? Listen, we all know that growing up in the hood, we don't like the law enforcement only because they used to target a certain demographic for overtime, especially in New York City. You could look that up. With that being said, it looks like at this point it's law enforcement against the people. Whose side are people on? If you're American, let ICE do their job. Why are the Americans the ones who are interfering with the situation? Yeah, I don't see it right now. There's a lot of videos circulating where people are trying to impede the traffic. They're literally blocking traffic so that the ICE agents can't do their job. What do you expect? They got guns on them. What do you expect? I don't agree with the situation, but dumb is dumb, correct? I'm just saying, you play a stupid game, you win a stupid prize.
That is why we are calling on ICE to halt all operations in Portland until a full and independent investigation can take place. Our community deserves answers.
Not shots. My question to the Department of Homeland Security is, when you look up public records in the 911 call, why is the individual that was shot, how did he have 2 gunshot wounds? And then how did his wife have a chest gunshot wound? So that sounds like at least 2 bullets. I mean, unless we're, you know, the whole JFK, like, you know, magic bullet theory.
321, this is trauma, go ahead.
Afternoon, trauma, medic 321, coming to University Code 3, ETA scene from 146 and Burnside on the northeast side. Hispanic male, English, Spanish-speaking only, 2 gunshot wounds. One is a through and through with a left arm going for a lateral position, and a chest wound at the sternal notch with no exit.
Like
that sounds like more than just a defensive shot to me.
Police are en route. It looks like caller saying that he was shot twice by twice, and his wife was shot as well. Your top group is going to be Ops 1, Engine 7 with Medic 314 and Medic 321 with police en route as we are shooting at the... We have a male who was shot twice in the arm and his wife who was shot in the chest. Your top group is going to be Ops 1. Stand by for additional dispatch.
Sorry, DHS and Christy Nome, but I gotta wave the flag on that one.
So we're gonna try to figure out a self-defense reason for the shooting?
Instead of killing.
Is that the plan? Trying to figure it out? Oh yeah, no, he came at the officer with his legs walking.
I shot a wife and a
I don't know if
husband.
this really happening, but everyone
Claims
has
they
an
was
opinion.
finished and ran over, I guess. That's what I heard. No.
Hey, look, listen. If you in another country right now and you overstay your welcome, they're sending you back home. You gotta go, my boy. Why is it that Americans love to stay in the way of the Immigration Customs Enforcement Unit? I don't understand what's wrong with people. The guy who's speaking right here clearly sounds fully American. Why is he so concerned with what's happening right now? Once I hear ICE is involved, I'm already assume, okay, you know what? They were trying to do their job. Obviously, they trying to capture someone and send back to their country. Why am I losing it for? This is where I belong. I'm home. So, I mean, if you got to clean up the mess, you got to clean up the mess. People are losing it right now. These people do not have the same rights as you and me. You here illegally. Yes, they are illegal. I'm not saying what's happening to them, they deserve it. However, if you use your car as a weapon, yes, if you try to drive off, I'm not going to sit here and say the cops are in the right all the time going in front of a vehicle. And I'm not going to say that a police officer never used that as a form of a justification so they could go ahead and shoot the victim. I'm not saying that. However, when they jump in front of your vehicle, do not drive off. You can make a silly mistake and actually accidentally unalive one of them. It could happen both ways, as this situation is either you or them, and it's not going to be them. So coming from a person that comes from the hood, we know not to drive off if they're in front of you. Now, if they behind you, that's a different story. But in front of you, you already know, like, that could turn the life right there. I'm not doing that. But some people, I guess, if you're not from this country, you got nothing to lose. And if you feel entitled, you still probably feel like you got nothing to lose. But you don't think you're going to be unalive. What y'all think about this? Don't forget, the story is still developing, so we really don't know what's going on. We don't know if they're really part of a gang or not, or if the story is exactly what they're saying it is. Stay tuned for more.